Hello, Heather. My name is Sean Everett. I'm the website analysis expert over at Zucore Marketing. Thank you so much for talking with Eric. He sent your website over to me for that analysis he promised you. And so the first thing I'm going to tell you is that you have a beautiful website. I mean, this is architectural in its beauty. Great photos that are all clearly work that you guys did. I know that you're not just a roofer, that you do remodeling. There's all sorts of other things that you do, and you do the work exquisitely. And this is a great thing. But what I'm also going to tell you is that your site is underperforming. You have spent a fair amount of money putting this site together. You paid somebody to do a great job on it, and your site is not performing the way it should be. I'll show you all the different ways that I analyze a site. I'm going to take you along with me on this. You're going to see it the first time as I do. The first thing I do is I look at your site. I look at the metrics of it. On this page, it is a paid tool that I use called Ahrefs, and it gives me a lot of your metrics, and it tells me how your site has been performing. Now, the next thing I do is I do a regular old Google search for Lincoln, Nebraska roofer. Like I said, I know you do other things, but we're going to focus on the roofing part because I can't type in roofer and remodeler. That gets really crazy results. Now, I need to tell you a little bit about how Google search works, because 97% of the people who come to your site are going to come there from a Google search. Google is the gorilla in the search world. We both know that. And I'd also like you to keep in mind your own Google search habits as I'm talking to you about this. I'm not going to say something to you that is patently a lie, because we both know how we search on Google. And that's all I'm going to be referring to. Now, the first thing you come across are what we call the paid ones. They call it sponsored because they like it to sound like it is helping out the Little League team. But it's paid. Now, the one that comes underneath that is what we call the map pack, so-called because they're attached to this map, and we're not very creative when we name things in my industry. So these three folks here did something that these folks down here did not do, or did not do well, and that is they went and filled out a Google business profile. Now, that is one of the things that the Google algorithm is looking for, somebody that cares enough about their business to go and fill out a Google business profile. Now, it's going to ask you things like what year your company started. It's going to say what are your hours every day. It's going to ask you, there's some tick boxes that you can make some choices on, and it's going to ask you to prove that the website is your own. Now, it's something that you could fill out yourself, certainly, but it's something that would probably be best done by somebody with experience and education in the matter, because you really want to end up here in the map pack. You want to be as high up in any Google search result as you can be. Now, there is a chance to be both here and down here in what we call the organic search results. Now, the organic search results is kind of a misnomer, because there's nothing really organic about them. These are all determined by the algorithm again, and it's parts 2 and 3 of the algorithm. The business profile was part 1. Part 2 is what I'm going to show you now. The first actual contractor I come across is Murray Roofing. I'm going to show you their site and refer to them from now on as your Google competitor. You'll see why. Now, they have a lovely site too. I'm going to do something here. I'm going to take your site and I'm going to select all, copy, and paste into this word counter. And the reason that I'm doing this is because Google loves content. Content is king over at Google. And the reason that is that they want their customers, when they land on a site, to actually learn something. So a site that actually has a bunch of words in it is better to them, for in their eyes, than somebody that doesn't have many words. Now, they have 632, you have 687, 50 or so words apart, and the thing is, both of you have understruck the mark that Google wants. Google wants 1,500 words, so you have about another, well, you have to double yours plus. So, and that's not such a difficult thing, because what I'm going to tell you next is that all words are not equal. I'm going to show you what the words are that I'm talking about. They are keywords. Keywords are words that Google expects you to have on your site, because they are words that have come from Google's searches that have brought up your site and others like yours. They come from areas around you, the areas that perhaps you serve. And it also comes from words from all of the sites together that Google strips them out and counts them. Now, I'm going to show you what your competitor has. You have 498 and Murray has 467. Boy, that is really neck and neck, right? 30 different. But it could be a question of the quality of the keywords. Let me show you what their keywords are. And I'm going to show you a real good example here in just a second. Replace roof vent is what somebody typed in for a Google search. Oh, a lot of people are interested in roof vents. Rebuild stairs, obviously, because you have your other aspect of your company, and so do they apparently. What is with the roof vents? Everybody wants to know about roof. There we go. How to replace a roof vent. Oh, there's vents again. Are window inserts worth it? These are all Google searches that were used to find Murray. Now, a lot of them seem very similar. They are variations on a theme, but I have to remind you that the algorithm does not know our language. It only knows what it is looking for. So the difference between roof and roofs is great. They're different words to the algorithm. Company, companies, contractor, contractors, different words for the algorithm. So even though these seem like they're stating the same thing over and over again, they're actually different. Roof vent leak. Why are everybody in Nebraska interested in vent leaks? So how to install Roxel? I don't know what that is. You probably do because it's your industry. It's not mine. But anyway, it's going to have a lot of words that you use every day that I do not. I have not used the word gutters in years, except when I'm bowling, and then I use it way too much. I'm sorry. But these are what you can aim for, and I'm going to show you a real good example of why it's important. Now, I'm going to do find here and find the word best. I see that it appears 3 times on your page. And this is from one of the testimonials. One of the best kitchens. Number 2, if you want the best, and that's number 2. They're number 3, are not only the best at their craft. Now, you don't have that you are the best roofer or best remodeler in Nebraska. And I don't know why you don't, because you clearly do amazing work just from what I've seen. But you also own the company. You should believe that about yourself, I would assume. Now, what's going to happen is if I type in the word that I am looking for the best roofer in Lincoln, you're not going to come up because it's not on your website. And that's exactly the way a Google search works. You type in words, it finds sites that those words are on, and it types them in a particular order. So it's not just any site that has the word best or any site that has the word Lincoln. So you want to be very specific about things, and there's no reason not to brag on a Google on your own web page, because Google doesn't fact check. Now, the next thing I'm going to tell you about are backlinks. A backlink is where you are listed on somebody else's site and there is a link back to your site on it. For instance, Yelp. If you went and claimed your Yelp profile and put your website on there, there would be a link back to your site. You have 581 backlinks. That's pretty good. McMurray has 444. Now, here's the deal. You have a fair number of spam backlinks, and it's hard for me to describe that, but you should only have about double this number. And McMurray has the same thing. They should only have about double that number. So you both are full up on spam backlinks. Let me show you what their backlinks are. I'm going to show you the good ones and the bad ones so you know the difference. Now, you want anything here that is rated 70 or above, more or less. And these are ratings, like your site has a rating also. Yours is 18 out of 100. These ones are 91 out of 100. I see that they are not on Angie's list because it is rated 91. And I know that because I've been looking at these for weeks now. Now, Home Advisor is a great one, 91. MapQuest, Expertise.com, Yellow Pages, Super Pages, Yahoo, This Old House, Today's Homeowner, Dex Knows. Those are all great links to be on. You really have to do more than they do in this 70s to 90s area. That would be something that would put you way up at the top of a Google search for. Now, I'm going to tell you why the backlinks are important, why Google thinks that they're even important at all. Google believes that it's sort of like if you and I were to talk about somebody and a whole bunch of other people were talking about them, we might turn and say, yeah, that person's famous because everyone's talking about them. That's exactly the way that Google feels about sites. That if there are a lot of links to them, meaning a lot of people talking about them, then they must be worthwhile for their search customers to want to visit also. So you see what I'm saying? The backlinks are sort of like the internet's way of talking about you. So here's where it all comes down to it. You remember their placement. They're number one here in the Google search. They're the number one contractor. I don't mean number one like the best. I mean they're the first one that appears. And let me see if I see yours on here. And the reason I'm doing this kind of slowly is, for one, my glasses aren't that strong. But also, I want you to think about your own Google search life and how far down do you scroll before you say to yourself, oh, you know what? From here on up, I probably have enough. I'll stop scrolling. You want to be near the top because at some point somebody's going to stop scrolling and they're not going to find you. Now, here is where the rubber hits the road. Last month, you had 284 clicks as a result of a Google search for a value of about $454. Now, obviously, that's not an exact number. It's something that this tool has done a lot of research to determine, but I'm going to show you what that means to your competitor. You had 284 clicks. Murray had 496 for a value of $4,000. Now, that's $3,500 that is on the table because you're not that high up in the Google search. So that is what I'm talking to you about. You have everything in your site that will either lead people to it or not lead them to it because you need to satisfy what is in the Google algorithm to get them there. Most people find a site through Google. So I hope I have given you some good insight into how Google works and what you should be doing to make your site better. 3 things: the map pack, the better keywords, and more backlinks. So now you could do those yourself. None of it is rocket science, but I'm going to tell you that it is time intensive and it is dull because you have to do a lot of research and insert a lot of code into your website. So that being the case, I hope you will give Eric a call and save yourself from all of that headache. Thank you so much for watching, and you have a great rest of your day.